Hey guys, it's Irfan and I've got a PENTAX film camera. I think this is from 1976. I have to give it to one of my friends, Larry. He does animation. And I just wanted to show you what a real film camera looks like before I hand it over to him. I'm gonna give you a little demonstration. I don't know much about it. I just got it and I don't have any use for it. I thought it best to give it to someone who it means more to. Now this is a full leather case here to protect the camera, and this is a Tamron 70 to 150 millimeter f3.5 Adaptal 2 long lens. I'm going to show you this later on, but let's break this out now from the case and see. This is the case if you're going to use it. It's got the strap here. Hang it on your around your neck, on your shoulder, and this here is what the camera looks like. I'm going to take it out of this case so you can get a better view. It says there PENTAX. Now to take it out, I gotta unsnap these here. If you look at that, take that out, get that out of there. Same thing on the other side. Take this out, slip it under. Now this could just slide up from the case, and that's it. We don't need the case anymore. That's the case. It's all leather. Back in the days, everything was leather for the cases. Put that aside, and here we have the camera. This here, this little holder here, is when you open up your film from the package. Whatever the description was, if it's a black and white film, Kodak Gold or whatever other manufacturer, you just keep this in here. On top here is where the flash goes. You would plug the flash in there. This is what it looks like. This is the lens that it came with. It's a short lens. You snap it out just like if you have a regular DSLR camera. You just take off the cover like that, and you have your lens in here. 50 millimeter, right? Japan. And these are your controls here. Here and here. This is what you press in to shoot your film. This is the winder. It doesn't work. You know, this camera is so old, nobody probably used it for many years. It was just laid up. And on the bottom here, this is the battery compartment. This here is I think an external feeder, automatic external feeder for the film. But it's got a cover missing here, so it doesn't work. I don't know what happened to that. And that's the battery. Let me show you the battery first. You take a coin, like a penny or a dime, and you open up the battery compartment here. See that? And it's got the batteries in here. Notice how the battery sits, right? There. The positive goes on the bottom. Take a look in there. Regular battery compartment. I'll just drop it back in. It's got a spring action in there. I'll put this cover back on. That's snug. The film for this camera is inside here. To open up this cover, you'll have to see here, this here. Notice how that flips up. This is to wind the film. You just pull this up and that pops up there, you see? I'll do it again. That pops up. Open up here, and this is your film. This is, I think this is called a negative from back in the days. I remember we had a Kodak Hawkeye camera as our family camera. Now this one here says 36 exposures, 35mm film for color print. So this is a color film. What I want to do is take the film out. Oops, I had to do it like that. Okay, so you'll lift this up here and this comes out. When you buy the film from whatever photography place there was back in the days, it would come like this here. It would come in something like this here. A container, much smaller, just enough for this to fit. So this would be in here, right? With that, and then you'd open up the container, take your film out, and then proceed to put it in the camera. Let me just show you. Kodak, that was the big manufacturer. It had Kodak and I think Agfa, A-G-F-A. Those were the two manufacturers that I remember. Right, and this is the film. Nortown Photo Service, Mississauga. I got this camera from Canada. This part here with the little extension slips in here. Alright, oh hang on, put that back up. You could see got that whatever it is there, and this goes in here, it slips in, and this goes down. This goes down to lock it in, and this part here now is going to go around in this. So you put it out, bring it around. Once it comes around here, remember that opening, this opening here? See that slit? It goes in that slit. And from that, you'll tighten it up, and when you're ready to use the camera, this part will wind it around and around. But like I said, this is stuck, doesn't work. I don't know why. I'm not gonna try to troubleshoot it. I know nothing about these cameras. I'll just pull that in, click, it's ready to go. Right? To open it up, pull up, there, closed, opened up. All right. The lens is exposed for you to take pictures, and you adjust your focus here for the distance and depth and all of that. That's how you adjust the lens with these here, which you don't have on like your smartphone. Notice the lens is in here, okay, and then as I turn it, it goes out. See that? That's how you could get close up and far away objects. And this here also is your fine tuning. Now a lot of stuff I don't know about this camera, but I'm just showing you for old time's sake, for nostalgia. If you wanted to see what a real film camera was back in the days when we didn't have our cell phones, and you could just, like this here, hang on, you could just take a picture with this here. See, we didn't have any of this back in the days. Now here is some other stuff. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to change this lens from the short lens to the long lens. See, this is the case for the long lens. Everything is protected, you know, and that's what the long lens looks like. Real heavy duty stuff. This is what goes in to the camera here. So let me take this out. To take this out, there, see this release, this catch, this is in there, it clicks, can't come out. This release, you hear that click, and then turn it and take it out. See that red mark? That's the alignment for that red mark. So the red mark goes together there, and click, it's in, ready for operation. So I'm going to take this out. There's no case for this because you're expected to leave the short lens in when you're taking the camera about. As you could tell by the case, it's made for that short lens. Now this here, the long lens, see the red mark here? That red mark would correspond to the red mark on the short lens, and that's where I would fit this in and click. You hear that click? It's clicked and it can't come out. Now this here has a notch here. Take that out, and this is your long lens, and you could take pictures of stuff like really far away with this. Notice how it goes in and out, right, to give you, I don't know if you could see that. See how it comes out there, right? And all of these, all different settings you could have to focus on whatever, something that's moving, like a race car that's moving, or a motorcycle that's moving, someone is running, how far away it is. All of that you could do with this, and this is pretty heavy. So that's about it, you know. Here you see that brand name, Tamron, and that goes with this here. Let me just show you some of these markings. I really don't know much about it. I have a Nikon D50 DSLR camera. It's got a long lens and everything just like this, but it's a digital camera, not a film camera. The operation for the lens is basically the same, and like I said before, you point and you press this here, this button, to shoot, to take the film, to take the picture, right? So that's about it, man. PENTAX ME Super. Here you have it with the long lens. It doesn't work. I'm just giving you a demonstration of the camera for old time's sake, for nostalgia, before I give it away. I don't think there's anything more for me to tell you. That's about it. And what I'll do, I'll show you the manual that I downloaded for it. Let me take this out of here. On the internet, you could see all of the pictures of the I did a Google search for PENTAX ME Super manual, and I got all of this coming up here. Now I'll show you, oh, maybe you might be interested to know some of the prices here. Let me get a, that's $198 refurbished on Amazon, $150 used on eBay. You know, I don't know if anybody uses film camera nowadays. Here's the manual I downloaded. PENTAX ME Super. And it goes through what I did before with, you know, you earlier. Set the lens aperture, set the auto exposure, that was the button I showed you before, set the exposure compensation dial. All of these things I don't really know anything about it. And it gives you description of parts, everything labeled, blah blah blah. The inside of the camera, how you take the lens out, the battery, we went through all of that already. Avoid direct light when loading your film, because direct light damages the exposures. You'll end up with nothing. It's like a vampire, you know, light and film don't mix. And that's what doesn't work, the winder. Memo holder, that thing that I showed you here, that's the memo holder. As a reminder of the type of film in your camera, tear off the top of the film box and insert it into the memo holder on the back cover of the camera. Exposure mode dial. See how easy we got it nowadays with the smartphone cameras? Alright, that's about it, man. Down. Take that out. And then put this back in. The red mark aligned there. And click. That's it. Cover is on, protective cover is on. There you have it. PENTAX ME Super film camera from 1976 or thereabouts. Alright. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care and have a great day. Bye now.